We'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth. We're here at Marketplace at Spark Baltimore, and we're going to talk with Maggie so she can tell us what Spark Baltimore is all about. Hi, Maggie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here. Where are we? How about that?
So we are in one of Spark Baltimore's 8 on-site meeting rooms within our collaborative co-working space. We're currently sitting in the classroom.
Okay. And how long has Spark Baltimore been here at Marketplace?
Spark Baltimore opened in January of 2016. We started with about 22 founding companies, and we're about to hit 160. So 8 years on, and we've had a tremendous amount of growth. But over 19 different industries represented in the communities and companies that we have here. So a really, really cool group of folks.
How did it get started?
So we had a vision of being a catalyst for entrepreneurship in Baltimore. And at the time, there really wasn't a space that was providing kind of what our vision was to provide. So we started with the Baltimore location 8 years ago, and we have now grown to 4 locations in 4 states. We've opened 3 of those locations since 2020. So we are just making sure that we are providing space and place and resources for solo entrepreneurs, remote workers, medium-sized companies, large-sized companies, for everyone to have access to space and place.
And those other places include Arlington, Texas, St. Louis, and Kansas City.
Correct, yep. Arlington, Texas is our newest space. We opened at the beginning of this year. And Kansas City, Missouri, and St. Louis, Missouri. So we're really focused on bringing Spark to spaces that are maybe a little bit of an entrepreneurial underdog. Maybe they're not thought of when you're thinking of startups or tech hubs or entrepreneurship, but those are the spaces that we've found have the most potential, and they're really the most interesting stories to tell.
What does this mean for Baltimore?
This means that we are standing alongside an ecosystem and a community of people that, again, want to be a catalyst for entrepreneurship. We are not doing this in a silo. We have so many amazing local partners and local ecosystem advocates that we all kind of want the same thing. We all want Baltimore to thrive, to be a hub for entrepreneurship, for tech, to be the first equitech city. So it just means that we are supporting that ultimate goal.
Now, Maggie, you have introduced me to some terms that are brand new to me. I mean, I've been chewing on the term onboarding for the past 3 days since we met. You just introduced equitech.
Yes.
Okay, I can imagine what it is, but can you just tell me?
Yeah, so I'm not the expert in it, but equitech is really just the idea of, we're trying to build this reality of equitable technology. So we have some really amazing organizations that are working towards bringing Baltimore to the forefront as the first equitech city ever. So organizations like Upsurge Baltimore is really working to make that dream a reality. They host weekly meetups called Equitech Tuesday, where everyone from the technology ecosystem, startup ecosystem, anyone who's interested in, or you could be a creative, you could be a community builder like myself, anyone who's interested in that kind of work and that type of collaboration, it's a meetup that's grown exponentially. But equitech is that equitable technology goal.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, we have talked in the past about women-owned businesses and minority businesses being among those featured here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we have an amazing, amazing community, as I could talk about till the end of time. And a lot of those businesses or women or minority-owned businesses. So anything from Points North Design Studio, whose office I can see right outside here. Jess Watson, the founder of that organization, who's actually just landed the project. They are taking on the branding of the new Avenue Marketplace over on North Avenue. So very exciting. We have Stondo, another company that I can see straight straight out here. LaTanya, their founder, is incredible and has been a great addition to the community. We have Women Leading Baltimore as one of the amazing nonprofits that we have working in this space. There are so many amazing stories to tell here, and we're really just kind of the platform and the amplifier. So we want to make sure that people can come to work, whatever type of workspace they need, have it be available, and have it be at a starting point that's not above anyone's reach. And then also there's opportunities for in-person collaboration and networking and growth potential, because a lot of these startups, they're starting with 1, 2, 3, and they're growing very quickly. And they can do that within this building because we have a flexible workspace model. So we really allow that kind of scaling to happen within this building.
So this is such a blessing for Baltimore entrepreneurs. Do we have people who come from beyond Baltimore City? Absolutely,
yeah. So we also have a day pass model. So people can pop in, even if you're not a member, you're always welcome here at Spark. So people can pop in just to do a day pass. You can work from the community spaces. You have access to our community lounges, our coffee, our tea. It's kind of like a Starbucks model, but we have much more secure Wi-Fi. So it's a little bit of a better place if you're trying to work somewhere that's not your home. So we have a lot of folks that are traveling and they're utilizing that option. We also have a lot of our full-time workspace members that maybe they're headquartered in San Francisco or New York or Chicago, and they have kind of a Baltimore HQ or an East Coast hub that's here. So we're not just supporting Baltimore-based businesses. Again, we want to be that catalyst for entrepreneurship here, but we're supporting businesses of all kinds, of all origins. So it's a really wide range.
So until I learned about Spark, I had this distinct impression that Baltimore was so anti-business. But then I came here and you showed me around, and I tell you, my perspective is changing. I wonder how many other people don't know about Spark.
Yeah, I think we all know that Baltimore is a small town, small Timor, and the word of mouth is really important here, and your reputation is really important here. And I've been on the team for 5 years, and I'll meet people just like yourself the other day where like, oh, I've never heard of this space. And I think that we just continue to support, to network, to be part of the ecosystem, kind of get the word out. But we are very happily very much full for office space, so we're trying to kind of figure out what the next steps look like. But yeah, maybe we're the best kept secret. I'm not sure.
In the middle of a pandemic, right?
Yes, we've actually, this is the future of work, and the pandemic really just shifted our industry projection forward about 10 years. So we are now more in demand than ever because this just makes more sense to the worker of today. If you're not signing a 5-10 year lease on a space that's cubicle only, and it's just your company, so you're kind of in a silo. This is a collaborative environment where all different types of companies are working together. And now, with the pandemic, a lot of people are remote only, and their companies shut down their offices. Maybe they've got a whole gaggle of kids or dogs, or they just can't work from home, or they're missing that human interaction piece. And so we have a lot of people that it's just that one person from their company, and they're coming in and still being able to have those water cooler connections and networking opportunities that they wouldn't have if they were just working at home.
COVID changed everything, how we do business, and you're right, we stayed home, we became more isolated, and that's not always a healthy thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm winding down, and I wanted to get to an important point because us Baltimoreans are very territorial.
Yes.
You are Baltimorean.
I am, yes. I grew up by Morgan, so around the shopping center where, Sonny's is the best chicken box in the city. I'm gonna get hate for that, I'm sure. But in my personal opinion, the best chicken box in the city. I went to Baltimore City College for high school.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
City forever. Yeah. And I had a really, really amazing experience. And I stayed in Baltimore. I went to University of Baltimore for college and have stayed here ever since, because I really believe that the city is something that is unmatched, and I really want to help it thrive.
Well, we're going to forgive you for going to city. I mean, of course, you know, I have polytechnic
goodness.
roots. But the last question is, who is Fearless?
So Fearless is one of our 158 companies that make up Spark Baltimore. They are a socially conscious software development firm. They were one of our founding companies. So when they moved in on our first day open, they had about 15 employees. And they've expanded rapidly and are over a team of 250 people. And they're still here in Spark Baltimore with that number of employees. So it really is a testament to the power of the community that we've built here and wanting to remain within this collaborative space instead of seeking out an independent workspace. So I think it's just a great example of kind of the co-working dream at work.
Anything you'd like to add?
I think we've really covered, so many amazing topics. But I could talk about community and ecosystem building all day long. One thing I don't think we talked about was also the amazing partnerships that we curate and manage here. So we have local and national partnerships, everything from Southwest Business to partnerships with Bon Fresco to the local nail salon. We really want to make sure that we're not just workspace, that people who are part of Spark also have access to a lot of really great resources and perks and partnerships locally. So that's one of my favorite parts of the job, is connecting with people who are also interested in seeing Baltimore thrive like yourself, and really cultivating those relationships in a personal way that leads to progressive business.
You seem to love what you do.
Yes, I do. I really do. I love the community. I love the work. I love Baltimore City, so
that's all right with me.
It's all right with me too. City forever. Had to throw that one in there.
It's the greatest high school rivalry in the country.
It is.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Maggie, so much.
Thank you.
Keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.